Very good morning. Today in this class we are going to see ISO OSI reference model, OSI reference networking model. In the last class we have seen various types of cables used in networking, various types of connectors used in networking we have seen. Various types of cables like twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, and also about fiber optic cables. And different connectors also we have seen. In this class we are going to see ISO and OSI reference model. So there are number of users, number of computers, billions of computers are connected in the network throughout the world. To ensure national and worldwide data communication, systems must be developed which are compatible to communicate with each other. The ISO has developed a standard, International Standards Organization, and this is called Model for Open Systems Interconnection and is commonly known as OSI reference model. So there are number of different users all over the world working on the network. So to accommodate these users, to accommodate different persons, to accommodate different computers, different components, to ensure the communication among all the devices, the standards are developed. These standards are by International Standards Organization. These standards are called Open Systems Interconnection. Who have developed this? International Standards Organization has developed the Open Systems Interconnection model. It divides the network into communication into 7 layers, and this model, the layers 1 to 4 are considered and the lower layers, and mostly concern themselves with moving data around these 4 layers only. The layers 5 to 7 called the upper layers contains application level data. Networks operate on one basic principle, pass it on. Each layer takes care of very specific job and then passes the data onto the next layer. There are 7 layers are there in this OSI model, and this works on the principle that pass it on principle. So Open Systems Interconnection is a reference model for how applications communicate over a network. This is the basic principle on the networking. The purpose of the OSI reference model is to guide vendors and developers so the digital communication products and software programs they create can interoperate and to facilitate a clear framework that describes the functions of a networking or telecommunication systems. So this OSI reference model developed by ISO has set some standards. So these standards must guide the vendors and developers so digital communication products and software programs they create can interoperate among themselves. That is the speciality of this OSI reference model. So when we are communicating digital data, the products required for communication of digital data and the software programs required for digital communication must adhere to the rules and regulations and standards set by the International Standards Organization as per the Open Systems Interconnection model. This reference model is proposed by International Standards Organization as a first step towards the standardization of the protocols used in the various layers in the year 1983 by Day and Zimmerman. And these two people developed these standards in the year 1983. This model is called Open System Interconnection Reference Model, and it is referred as OSI. It deals with the connection with open systems. This is the systems are open for communicating with other systems. It consists of 7 layers. This is the OSI reference model. The OSI reference model gives a layered networking framework that conceptualizes how communications should be done between heterogeneous systems. It has 7 interconnected layers. So these are the 7 layers, interconnected layers in the OSI reference model. And in this, the session layer, presentation layer and application layer are called upper layers. And the physical layer, data link layer, network layer and transport layer are lower layers. The physical layer, they contain electrical signals and cabling. The data link layer, this is MAC or media access control layer, transmits packets from node to node based on station address. In the network layer routes data to different LANs and WANs based on network address. This routing is done at the network layer. Ensures the delivery of entire file or messages in the transport layer. In the session layer, starts and stops session maintains the order of the data packets. Presentation layer, it contains encryption and data conversion of ASCII to FCD and BCD to binary, etc. And in this type of communication, email, file transfer, client server takes place here. And so this is the 7-layer model, structure of the 7-layer OSI model. So what are the principles of OSI reference model? A layer should be created where a different abstraction is needed. Each layer should perform a well-defined function in the OSI reference model. The function of each layer should be chosen with an eye toward defining internationally standardized protocols. The layer boundary should be chosen to minimize the information flow across the interfaces. The number of layers should be large enough that distinct functions need not be thrown together in the same layer out of necessity, and small enough that architecture does not become unwieldy. These are the principles of OSI reference model. So now we see the different layers of OSI reference model. The ISO OSI model is a 7-layer architecture. It defines 7 levels in complete communication systems. Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer and physical layer. These are the 7 layers standardized by OSI reference model. And these are the 7 layers we can see in the picture. And if there are 2 hosts exchanging information between these 2, host A and host B, and host A side and host B side also 7 layers applications are there. Layers are there, and application layer contains application protocol, and this presentation protocol and session protocol, here transport protocol, and communication subnet protocols are used in this network, data link and physical layers. And network layer host router protocol, data link host router protocol and physical layer host router protocols are used. And we will see the different protocols are, what are the protocols used in this. So in the application layer, application protocol, this is called application protocol data unit. Presentation protocol data unit. Session layer, session protocol data unit. Transport protocol, in the transport layer, transport protocol data unit. In the network data and physical layers, network layer host protocol, host router protocol, that is packets in the name of the packets. The data link layer host router protocol is frames, and physical layer host router protocol is bit by bit. And these are the different protocols used in these different layers. So now we see the functions of different OSI layers. OSI model layer 1, the physical layer, the first one. Physical layer is the lowest layer of the OSI model. It activates, maintains and deactivates the physical connection. It is responsible for transmission and reception of the unstructured raw data over the network. Voltages and data rates needed for transmission is defined in the physical layer. It converts the digital or analog bits into electrical signal or optical signals while transmitting. Data encoding is also done in this layer. So these are the details about physical layer. So it is a responsible transmission reception of the unstructured raw data over the network. It activates, maintains, deactivates the physical connection of the networking. So we will see the functions of the physical layer here. The functions of the physical layer are representation of bits, data rate, synchronization, interface, line configuration, topologies, transmission modes. Data in this layer consists of stream of bits. The bits must be encoded into signals for transmission. It defines the type encoding, that is how zeros and ones are changed into signal. So it represents the bits to be transmitted over the network. The bits are in the form of stream of bits. Data rate. This layer defines the rate of transmission, which is the number of bits per second. Synchronization deals with the synchronization of the transmitter and receiver. The sender and receiver are synchronized at bit level. The physical layer defines the transmission interface between devices and transmission medium. Line configuration. This layer connects devices with the medium point-to-point configuration and multi-point configuration. The topologies used in the physical layer are devices must be connected using the following topologies: mesh, star, ring, and bus topologies. What are the transmission modes? Physical layer defines the direction of transmission between two devices in the form of simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. And this layer deals with baseband and broadband transmissions. And these are the functions of the physical layer. Here we can see the data from data link layer to physical layer and to the transmission layer in the host side, host A side, in the host B side, transmission medium to physical layer and physical layer to data link layer. Here also we can see from data link layer to the data is transferred from data link layer to physical layer to transmission media, and in the receiving end from transmission medium to physical layer and physical layer to data link layer takes place. So now we see the second one, data link layer in the model OSI model layer 2. The data link layer synchronizes the information which is to be transmitted over the physical layer. The main function of this layer is to make sure data transfer is error free from one node to another over the physical layer. Transmitting and receiving data frames sequentially is managed by this layer. This layer sends and expects acknowledgements for frames received and sent respectively. Resending of non-acknowledgement received frames is also handled by this layer. This layer establishes a logical layer between two nodes and also manages the frame traffic control over the network. It signals the transmitting node to stop when frame buffers are full. This is about data link layer, and we see the functions of data link layer now. The functions of data link layer are framing, physical addressing, flow control, error control, and access control. Here in the data link layer, frames are the streams of bits received from the network layer into manageable data units. This division of streams of bits is done by the data link layer. What is the physical addressing in the data link layer? The data link layer adds a header to the frame in order to define the physical address of the sender or receiver of the frame. If the frames are to be distributed to different systems on the network, the frames are to be distributed to different systems on the network. The data is divided into packets in the form of zeros and ones, and each and every packet must have a physical address of the sender and receiver. The flow control, a flow control mechanism to avoid fast transmitter from running a slow receiver by suffering the extra bit is provided by flow control, and this prevents traffic jam at the receiver side. Error control is achieved by adding a trigger at the end of the frame. Duplication of frames are also prevented by using this mechanism. Data link layers adds mechanism to prevent duplication of frames. Access control, protocols of this layer determine which of these devices has control over the link at any given time when two or more devices are connected to the same link. Here we can see from network layer to data is coming from network layer to data link layer and data link layer to physical layer from host side, and the transmission media from data from physical layer to data link layer and data link layer to network layer. So here it is coming from host side, host A, sender side, data is received from network layer to data link layer to physical layer, and from the transmission media transferred to the physical media of the receiver end, from physical layer to data link layer and data link layer to network layer in the receiver end. Now we will see the network model layer 3, the network layer. The network layer routes the signal through different channels from one node to another node. This is the main important function of the network layer. It acts as a network controller. It manages the subnet traffic. It decides by which route data should take. It divides the outgoing messages into packets and assembles the incoming packets into messages for higher levels. And these are the works done at the network layer. Main important thing is network layer routes the signal through different channels from one node to another. The functions of network layer are: the network layer translates logical network address into physical address. It is concerned with circuit and message of packet switching. Routers and gateways operate in the network layer. Mechanism is provided by network layer for routing the packets to final destination. Connection services are provided including network layer flow control, network layer error control and packet switch sequence control. Breaks larger packets into small packets. So this network layer takes care of routing the packages by using circuit switching, message switching or packet switching methodology. Here we can see functions from transport layer to network layer at the sending area. From the sender, transport data coming from transport layer to network layer, from network layer to data link layer. So in the receiving end, from data link layer to network layer to transport layer. Here also we are seeing transport layer. The data is transport layer coming from transport layer to network layer to data link layer. Then at the receiving end, from data link layer to network layer and network layer to transport layer. Now we will see the transport layer, another layer in the OSI reference model. Transport layer decides if data transmission should be on parallel path or single path. Functions such as multiplexing, segmenting or splitting on the data are done by this layer. It receives message from the session layer about, convert the message into smaller units and passes it onto the network layer. Transport layer can be very complex depending upon the network requirements. Transport layer breaks the messages data into small units so that they are handled more efficiently by the network layer. So these are the works done at transport layer. Now we will see the functions of transport layer. The functions of transport layer are service point addressing, segmentation and reassembling, connection control, flow control and error control. The transport layer header consisting of point to point address, which is port address. This layer gets the message to the correct process on the computer, unlike network layer which gets each packet to the correct computer. Segmentation and reassembly, the message is divided into segments. Each segment contains sequence number which enables this layer in reassembling the message. Message is reassembled correctly upon arrival at the destination and replaces packets which were lost in transmission. Connection control, it includes two types of connection controls: connectionless transport layer, connection oriented transport layer. In the connectionless transport layer, each segment is considered as an independent packet and delivered to the transport layer at the destination machine. In the connection oriented transport layer, before delivering packets, connection is made with transport layer at the destination machine. Flow of control, in this layer flow of control is performed end to end and error control is performed end to end in this layer to ensure that the complete message arrives at the receiving transport layer without any error. Error correction is done through retransmission. So these are the functions of transport layer. Here we can see data is coming from session layer to transport layer, then transport layer to network layer from sender end, and in the receiver end, data is transferred from network layer to transport and transport layer to session layer in the form of packets. So data is divided into different packets, session layer to transport layer and transport layer to network layer. And these data are again from network layer to transport layer to session layer at the receiver end. So now we will see the session layer. Session layer manages and synchronizes the conversation between two different applications. Transfer of data from source to destination session layer. Streams of data are marked and are synchronized properly so that the ends of the messages are not cut prematurely and data is avoided. Data loss is avoided in this session layer. So ends of the messages are not cut prematurely and data loss is avoided. This is about session layer. Now this is the functions of session layer. These functions are dialog control, token management and synchronization. The dialog control allows, this layer, the session layer allows two systems to start communication with each other in the form of half duplex or full duplex. Token management, this layer prevents two parties from attempting the same critical operation at the same time, that avoiding a collision. Synchronization, this layer allows a process to add checkpoints which are considered as synchronization points into stream of data. If a system is sending a file of 800 pages, adding checkpoints after every 50 pages is recommended. Example we are taking. To ensure that the 50 page unit is successfully received and acknowledged, this is beneficial at the time of crash. If a crash happens at page number 110, there is no need to retransmit 1 to 100 pages. So instead of sending 800 pages at a time, we are setting checkpoints for every 50 pages. We are successfully transferring 50 page unit at a time, and after receiving and acknowledged, we are sending another 50 pages. If any error crash occurs, there is no need to send all 100 pages again. We can send crash pages once again at this point. These are the functions of session layer, and in this picture, synchronization done. Data from presentation layer coming from presentation to presentation layer to session layer, and session layer to transport layer at the sender end, and the receiver end, data from transport layer to session layer and session layer to presentation layer by synchronization method. Here also we can see data coming from presentation to session to transport layer with synchronization mode, and from transport layer to session layer to presentation layer and the receiver center with the synchronization. So this is another model, another layer in this OSI model, the presentation layer. Presentation layer takes care that the data is sent in such a way that the receiver will understand the information, will be able to use the data. While receiving the data, the presentation layer transforms the data to get ready for the application layer. Languages or syntax can be different of the two communication systems, but under this condition, presentation layers plays a role of translator, because in the communication and the networking, the receiver and sender may be having different hardware devices and different software programs and different syntax. So the presentation layer coordinates all these things, and this condition, the presentation layer plays a role of translator. The presentation layer performs data compression, data encryption and data conversion, etc. The functions of presentation layer are translation, encryption and compression. Before being transmitted, the information in the form of characters and numbers should be changed to bit streams. This is most important because any computer and communication media, it is better to transmit in the form of bits. The presentation layer is responsible for interoperability between encoding methods, as different computers use different encoding methods. It translates data between the formats the network requires and the format the computer. Encryption, it carries out encryption at the transmitter and decryption at the receiver. While sending, the data must be encrypted, and while receiving, the data must be decrypted again. The compression, it carries out the data compression to reduce the bandwidth of data to be transmitted. The primary role of data compression is to reduce the number of bits to be transmitted. It is important in transmitting multimedia such as audio, video and text because this audio and video contains large data. So before that, the data must be compressed. So to reduce the burden of bandwidth on the transmission media. So here functions of the presentation layer. The data is coming from application layer to presentation layer and presentation layer to session layer in the receiving end as a service sender end, and the receiving end data is coming from given from session layer to presentation layer and presentation layer to application layer at receiver send. Like this, data is coming from application layer to presentation layer, which is in the presentation layer data is encoded and encrypted and compressed data. This data is given to the session layer in the at the sending area, sending end, and the receiving end, the session layer is giving the data to the presentation layer. In this here, the presentation layer, the received data must be decoded and decrypted and decompressed. After decoded and encrypted and decompressed data, then it given to the application layer. This is the crucial point of the presentation layer in the OSI 7 layer model. The application layer, this application layer is directly connected to the user. Application layer is the topmost layer. Transferring of files, distributing the result to the user is also done in this layer. Mail services, directory services, network resources, etc. are services provided by the application layer. This layer mainly holds application programs to act upon the received data and to be sent data. And functions of application layer are mail services, network virtual terminal, directory services, file transfer, access and management. So this layer provides the basis for email, forwarding and storage, and this layer allows a user to log on to a remote host. The application creates software emulation of a terminal at the remote host. User's computer talks to the software terminal, which in turn talks to the host and vice versa. Then the remote host believes it is communicating with one of its own terminals and allows user to log on. This is the main function of the application layer. Directory services, this layer provides access for global information about various services, and that is nothing but various directory services. So it is a standard mechanism to access files and manages it. Users can access files in a remote computer and manages it. They can also retrieve files from remote computers under the file transfer and access and management on the application layer. So here we can see at the sending end, data from the user given to the application layer. Application layer takes the data from the user and gives to the presentation layer, and from the receiver's end, the presentation layer gives the data to the application, and application forwarded to the data to the user. So here we can see the user, the application layer contains the different data. Different data is forwarded to the presentation layer, which encodes, encrypt and compress the data while sending. So then at the receiver's end, the presentation layer decrypts the data, decode the data and decompress the data and give it to the and forward to the application layer. Then in turn application layer I will show the data to the user. So user is directly interacting with the application layer. The application layer contains variety of protocols that are commonly needed by users. What are these? One widely used application protocol is HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which is the basis for the World Wide Web. When a browser wants a web page, it sends the name of the page it wants to the server using HTTP. The server then sends the page back to the user. Other application protocols used in this application layer are File Transfer Protocol (FTP), Trivial File Transfer Protocol (TFTP), Simple Mail Transfer Protocol (SMTP), Telnet, and Domain Name System, that is nothing but DNS. These are the protocols provided in the application layer. The functions in the OSI model that are needed. So far we have discussed about all the layers, all the 7 layers in the OSI reference model. Now we see the OSI model functions, how the functions, what are needed for it. That are needed for proper communication divided into 2 types, mandatory functions and optional functions. So what are the mandatory functions in the OSI model? Here the implementation of the function is not optional. This mandatory function is not optional. That is compulsory, these functions. It means the functions must be implemented for proper communications. What are these functions? Error control, flow control, access control, multiplexing and demultiplexing and addressing. These 5 functions must be addressed by the OSI model while implementing. And optional functions, where the optional functions is optional, it means the implementation of function is not must. Encryption, decryption, checkpointing, routing. So these are the functions optional in the OSI model. Routing is optional. We can sustain in computer networks even by using flooding. So these are the functions in OSI model. So characteristics we see, the upper transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer are responsible for the host communication, and network layer, data link layer, and physical layer take the responsibility of the networking. So what are the characteristics we see now? The OSI model is divided into 2 layers, upper layers and lower layers. The upper layers of OSI model mainly deals with the application related issues, and they are implemented only in the software. The application layer is closest to the end user. Both the end user and the application layer interact with the software applications, and upper layer refers to the layer just above the another layer. So we can say that upper layers of OSI model mainly deals with the user and user related issues and application related issues implemented only in the software. So application layer is close to the end user, and upper layer refers to the layer just above the another layer. The lower layer of the OSI model deals with the data transport issues. The main issue, the upper layers take care of the user and preparation of data and everything, as the lower layers deals with the data transport issues. The data link layer and the physical layer are implemented in the hardware and software. The physical layer is the lowest layer of the OSI model and is closest to the physical medium. The physical medium is the medium which is used for communication transmission. As a communication acts as communication channel. The physical layer is mainly responsible for placing the information on the physical medium. So these are the characteristics of the OSI model. Here we can see in glance application, this layer provides the services to the user. This is an important factor of the application layer. The presentation layer responsible for translation, compressions, and encryption, decryption, encoding and decoding. Compression of files and decompression of files takes place in the presentation layer. Session layer is used to establish, manage, and terminate the sessions. Transport layer deals with, it provides reliable message delivery from process to process. Network layer is responsible for moving the packets from source to the destination, and data link layer is used for error-free transfer of data streams. The physical layer is responsible and provides a physical medium through which bits are transmitted, nothing but transmission channel. This is the details. These are the details about all the layers in the OSI reference model. So far we have discussed about all the 7 layers OSI reference model, open system interconnection model, standardized by ISO International Standards Organization. It contains 7 layers: application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical layer. And next we will see an animated video on this OSI reference model. Now we will see an animated video on the OSI reference model. This is 7-layer OSI model animation video. This is, so we will see in the form of animation. We have 7 layers: application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. In the 7-layer OSI model, the first one, the application layer, it directly interacts with the normal user. It has network applications like mail, web applications, file transfer applications, management, and also provides a remote connection in the application layer. The application area is closely connected to the user generally. The user presents the data to the application layer, then application layer presents the data to the another layer, next layer. So the next layer is presentation layer. The application layer presents the data to the presentation layer. The presentation layer provides context for communication between layers. It contains the data is formed in ASCII characters, and also presentation provides encryption, decryption, and compression of data. The data takes from application layer and encrypts the data and compress the data and encode the data. At the receiver end, it decrypts the data and decompresses the data. The next layer is session layer. It controls the dialogues between the computer, also controls the duplexing, termination, and restart the communication. The session layer takes care of these methods, takes care of these controls. The next layer in the OSI reference model is transport layer. Transport layer provides transparent transfer of data. In this, the protocols are TCP and UDP, user datagram protocol, and also transmission control protocol. These 2 protocols are used in the transport layer to send the data, and it contains end-to-end connection. Here the reliability of the transfer takes place, and in this flow of control of data is also takes place. Transport will look after these designs, provide transparent transfer of data. And the next layer is network layer in the OSI reference model. This network layer provides connection between nodes on different networks, and it uses IP version 4 and IP version 6, Internet Protocol version 4 and also Internet Protocol version 6, and it also takes care of routing of packets. So network layer takes care of routing of packets to different destination. So it routes the packets in the network. So in the next layer of the OSI reference model is data link layer. The data link layer provides connection between hosts on the same network based on the MAC addresses, media access control addresses. It provides the data link layer. It provides the connection between the hosts in the data link layer. So next layer in the OSI reference model is physical layer. This physical layer describes electrical and physical specification for device. It contains cables, connectors, and hooks. Repeaters are used in establishing the transmission channel. So entirely it takes care of the physical layer, takes care of physical specifications of devices which are used in establishing the networks. So this is about all the devices, all the layers in the OSI reference model. If you see what happens in the networking with the 7-layer OSI model, there are 7 layers in the sender side And transmission media, again at the receiver's end also there are 7 layers takes place. So data flows from sender to application layer, then presentation layer, then session layer, then transport layer, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. Then transmission takes place from transmission media, and from transmission media to physical layer at the receiver's end, and data link layer, and network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. So your sender is sending the information through the networking, and that is applied to the presentation application layer, which is directly connected to the user. The application layer forward to the presentation layer. Presentation layer, in the presentation layer, the data takes place in the form of encoding and encrypted and compression model, and then given to the session layer, and then forward to the transport layer, then forward to the network layer, then forward to the data link layer, then forward to the physical layer, which in turn forward to the transmission media. And the transmission media, after transmitting the data in the transmission media, then the data is taken to the physical layer of the receiver's end, and physical layer forward to the information to the data link layer, and data link layer forward to the network layer forward to the transport layer forward to the session layer, and session layer forward to the presentation layer. Here all the decryption and also decompression and also decoding will take place here. Then the data is handed over to the application layer. From the application layer, the receiver is able to see the data in his terminal at the receiver's end. And this is the scenario takes place with the help of OSI reference model in the networking. In glance, we see the application layer that takes care of message forwarding and everything. Presentation layer takes care of conditions like operating system, encryption and decryption and decoding and everything. Session layer takes care of authentication, permission, session and restoration. Transport layer takes care of end-to-end error control. Network layer takes care of network addressing, routing or switching. Data link layer takes care of error detection, flow control on the physical link. The physical link finally it contains bit stream, physical media, method of representing it and everything. So thank you. In the next video also, in the animated video, we can also see some OSI reference model methodology, how it works and where it takes place, and all the layers, how the functions, how all layers functions in the OSI reference model. We will see in the next video.
OSI stands for Open Systems Interconnection and is a conceptual framework for how applications communicate over a network. There are 7 layers within the model, and the layer's depiction is used to help users identify what is happening within a networking system. Before we get started on today's video, if you love our videos, be sure to click the like button below. Then make sure to click subscribe and the little bell to receive notifications of new RealParse videos. This way, you never miss another one. The OSI model layers are typically described from the top layer down. The layers are described as application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical. These layers are provided by a mixture of network card drivers, operating systems, applications, and networking hardware that facilitate the transmission of signals over Ethernet, fiber optic, Wi-Fi, or other wireless protocols. We'll describe the layers from the top down, as the top layer is the application layer, or layer 7. This is the layer that most users interact with and will recognize. The application layer provides network services to the end user. These services are protocols that work with the data the client is using. One of these protocols may be HTTP, that is used with web browsers such as Google Chrome, Firefox, and Internet Explorer. Other examples of applications that use this layer are Office, Outlook, and Skype. All of those interactive applications provide a set of services that allow the application layer to supply data to and receive data from the presentation layer. The presentation layer, or Layer 6, performs the uncomplicated task of syntax processing, or converting data from one format to another. For example, consider you're ordering something from an online store. These transactions are typically handled in a secure transmission, which means that the data passing between the store or the website application will transmit encrypted data to the presentation layer that will need to be decrypted and processed. This layer handles translating the data from the top layer, which is presented in application format, to network format, and vice versa. After the presentation layer processes the data from one format to another, the information is then passed to the session layer, or the application layer, depending on whether the data is transmitting or receiving. At the session layer, or Layer 5, the construction, direction, and conclusion of connections between devices occur. This layer supports multiple types of connections, as well as being responsible for authentication and reconnection if a network interruption should occur. After the session is established, the data then passes to or from the transport layer. The transport layer, or Layer 4, is responsible for the transmission of data across network connections. This layer coordinates how much data to send, how fast, where it goes, and these sorts of things. Of the most widely known protocols for Internet applications, these services may be provided by Transmission Control Protocol, or TCP, and User Datagram Protocol, or UDP. Other protocols may provide additional capabilities, including error recovery, data flow, and retransmission. Once the transport layer has completed its function, the data is then passed to or from the network layer. The network layer, or Layer 3, handles the routing of the data. After the data arrives at this layer, each frame of data is examined to conclude if the data has reached its ultimate target. The layer sends data to the correct destination on outgoing transmissions and receives incoming transmissions as well. The IP portion of TCP/IP is the commonly known network layer for the Internet. This layer also manages the mapping between logical addresses and physical addresses. For IP addresses, this is accomplished through Address Resolution Protocol, or ARP. The data is then passed to the next required layer, which is the data link layer. The data link layer, or Layer 2, is considered the most complex of the layers. This layer is often divided into sublayers called Media Access Control, or MAC, and Logical Link Control, or LLC. The layer sets up links across the physical network. When this layer receives data from the physical layer, it checks for transmission errors and then packages the bits into data frames. From there, this layer manages the physical addressing methods for the MAC or LLC layers. An example of the MAC layer includes 802.11 wireless specifications as well as Ethernet. At the data link layer, the data passes to or from the final layer in the OSI model, which is the physical layer. The physical layer, or Layer 1, is the electrical or physical layer of the model. This layer encompasses the network cables, power plugs, cable pinouts, wireless radio frequencies, connectors, transceivers, receivers, repeaters, pulses of light, electric voltages, etc. When troubleshooting problems, This is typically the first place to start. Is the device plugged in? Is the wireless card working? At this layer, the model transmits the digital data bits from the source or sending device's physical layer over network communications media, which can be electrical, mechanical, or radio, to the receiving or destination device's physical layer. The OSI model is a guide for developers and vendors to smooth the progress of developing communication products and software programs that will work in cooperation with a commonly established model. Once you understand the model, you can then understand which protocols and devices will be compatible with one another. Want to learn PLC programming in an easy-to-understand format and take your career to the next level? Head on over to realpars.com.